All right, guys, this is your boy DeeRay, DeeRay, on a new episode of the Real Xchange. And you know what time it is? It's that time again to talk about some hot topic. And I've got guys in the building, just guys alone today, guys. You know what I mean? Blair, what's going on? What's going on? You good?
Good.
Good. And we also have Adey.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me, brother.
What's happening?
Well, same old. And we've got Simon.
What's good?
What's good? All right, guys, let's get straight into this one here now, right? So, one night stand. Talk to me about it. We're just going to freestyle this. Like, just tell me your experiences, what you think about it. Would you, actually?
Well, I don't think anyone has had or it might just be...
Hold on. Can we just acknowledge something? Did he just ask, would you?
Did you just ask, would you?
Yeah, like after saying it was like,
would you or have you? After saying this is an all guy audience, we don't have to pussyfoot around this topic. We can get
exactly.
We all know we have.
Oh, everyone has
included, and we all know we would.
See, it is not about me though, right? It's about you guys.
Yeah.
All right. So who wants to give it a go?
Okay. So who? What would you say? What kind of girl is one night stand material? What girl is? What girl are you going home with? What girl do you know in a bar is like? This is the chick I'm getting a one night stand with.
It depends how much drink I've had that night. Let's face it,
Would you say that the more drink you have, the less you care about the...
I like that.
Yeah, well, let's face it, it has happened. Now let's get one thing straight. I am not doing one night stands any longer. That is long gone.
On record.
That's
I
a
am
record
happily in a relationship. Yes, we all have made mistakes. We are not going to hide
Some of
the
them are
truth.
mistakes though.
Oh, definitely.
Adey,
Let's face it, you haven't made a mistake.
But Simon, would you not? Is it really a mistake if you get a good story out of it, or if you learn from it?
Do you know what? Years to come after the one night stand, you'll laugh about it. Trust me.
Yes, but at the time when they're still lurking about your house, and
No. You get them out as quick as possible.
Okay, well, so how do you do that? When they're showing an interest in hanging around, how do you do that?
Look,
Okay. Guys, let's calm down for a second, right? Just to be clear. So we're saying one night stands are those ones we've had a situation with that we're not proud of.
Oh, absolutely.
No, a one night stand is a one night stand.
Oh, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
So there shouldn't
Mistake
be any
or
shame.
not, like.
Regardless, it's a shameful act to do, regardless of the type of girl you go with.
Not
So
really.
let's just keep it all in that one.
No, okay. Let me
It's
answer you a
shameless
question
regardless.
there. I think a one night stand, for you to say a one night stand is a mistake, has to be either you shouldn't have, maybe because you're in a relationship,
Okay.
or maybe the sex was shit, or
I don't really think there's much such thing as that.
no, there could be. There
I'm
could
just happy
be.
to be having sex.
You're something else. Well, I love you for it. But there's so for you to say, I think for a guy, if you sat here and said, oh yeah, that one I stand with that girl, yeah, that was a mistake, you can either mean you shouldn't have done it because you're in a relationship, or she was really, really, really not good looking or not your type, or the sex was shit.
No, because I think there's so many different variations of a one night stand. Like, what about a booty call? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's still a one night stand in certain terms.
Or is that more friends with benefits kind of thing?
Not necessarily. Do you know what I mean? Like,
No, friends with benefits, I won't consider a one night stand. Because we're friends, we know each
I have
other,
to say, I
we're
haven't
good.
had an awful lot of examples of the friends with benefits. I've had plenty of one night stands, but the friends with
Yeah,
benefits
that's
thing,
a different topic entirely. That
is-
would be
yeah.
a different
Yeah,
area
yeah,
entirely.
true.
that's a
Like,
different episode.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
but yeah, the one night stand thing, I just feel like from a guy's, for me to actually say, oh, that was a mistake, it has to be one of those, man. Think about it, really.
Only in a relationship, you're. That's a good point. And
Yeah,
I think
if you're in a relationship,
that's
you go
what you
like-
call it a mistake.
Yeah.
But I've been with like people who I can only try and imagine what kind of particular rock that they've climbed out from under in order to get into a bar. I've went with those girls just because I'm a horny wee bastard. So that's the only reason I've went with those. But even at that, it's better than going out alone. So that's why I've
No, well, I back in my heyday, like I would have been, maybe a different girl each time I went to a club or something. But so those are one night stands. It's
And you were saying something about like Blair, you said there saying, at what point do you feel you've sunk to, do you get picky or
I'm
like,
not picky
you-
at all. I have zero standards for everybody who's interested in that. By the way, so you can get me on YouTube. Anybody, literally just anybody. So yeah, I don't have.
I think
any
you need to
standards.
go on OnlyFans.
he's a different kind of breed, man. I swear to God.
So yeah, I don't really have that.
So someone mentioned, I don't know if it was Simon that mentioned that there's always that drama or the situation around how do you get them out of the house
Yeah, I said that,
afterwards.
Yeah.
There's-
No, wait, depend. Okay, so let's start with what about if they're in your house and they want to hang around?
I'm making an excuse like I have to go to work or something, so they have to leave.
Even if it's a Sunday morning.
Listen, I have to go to my parents' house or I have to go somewhere for Sunday dinner or a family member. There is an excuse to get them out and moving.
I find the good one is if you it's like 4 a.m. You've maybe slept together a couple of times already, and you're thinking this girl's gonna hang around today. I can just tell, and I don't want it. What I do is just stretch, roll over a little bit, and set a wee alarm on your phone, but pick it for like a song or like a ringtone, and set it for like 15 minutes. That'll be the longest 15 minutes of your life. But when it goes off, you can just go, oh, hello, yes, daddy. What now? It's like that's like 4 a.m.
You can definitely tell he's done this before.
No, listen,
I'm a regular.
I can't. It's I've some. Right, okay, relax. Like 10 minutes. Okay. No, I don't want anything from the shop. No. Okay, right. Thanks.
Do that last bit.
And then just turn around.
The shop. It's just-
And then
That's too comfortable for you. You've done that. I don't know how many times.
How many times has done it?
But then
It always works, right?
Then you just go, listen, you need to leave. We need to paint this house. And then that's it. You not see them again.
That's harsh.
I know, but look, it's better that than and then you're right. I have done that before, and I have never felt more like a weight has been lifted from my. Do you remember when you were at school and you had 30 things and you took that bag off at the end of the day? I was like, oh, that's when it was like shirking her. That's terrible.
But tell me, it looks like you've been in the situation before the other way around, though. You probably
Where someone's looking rid of me.
Yeah.
One time, the girl was kind of. To be fair, she let me stay like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, and she said, "Look, okay, what time do you have to leave?" But I think
Bro,
that's
like
reasonable.
you were still in the house 3 or 2 in the
You
afternoon.
wanted to stay there
You wanna
for
see-
his dinner.
That's
watch the match.
But that's an example which we can talk about where I wanted to see her again, but then I was gypped,
Yeah.
and she said she didn't want to see me again, and that hurt me. I would rather. What do you think? I would rather.
You see-
I would rather be the one who they then contact me looking another date
Of
than the
course
other
you
way
would.
around.
See, again, it's different scenarios, like, because a one-night stand, how can you judge anything? I mean, apart from the physical aspect, you can't really judge. Like, let's face it, you were in a club or a bar, you've had the beer goggles on.
You can
what a
judge
way-
by the sex, though.
Yeah,
but is that enough?
well, it's
Not
a good,
enough.
It's a good,
Is
Is
founda-
it
it's a
enough
good
to base a
foundation.
relationship
It's a good.
on?
It's a good start.
You can judge by the sex. A lot of people don't realize how like connection could happen from
Yep.
that
I would
moment
agree with
where you're both done and you're like, whoa, yeah, and then you're just chilling, and whatever comes out of your mouth is almost sheer honesty because you're
You've
fine.
done the act. Yeah, you've done.
Exactly.
Yeah, you've done the
so
You don't need
if
to bullshit
you
them to
see
get into
something,
fans,
if
you're
you
already
see
in
something on her cheek that doesn't look like, oh yeah, you feel more comfortable telling her stuff. She probably feels more
I agree
comfortable
with that,
telling
yeah.
you.
So guys, see the scenarios you are given, right, is basically an aftermath of going out on a night out. Usually that's when you end up having those situations occur.
Yeah.
So do you already know before taking this girl home that she's definitely going to be a one night stand, or does it just is it something that has happened maybe when you get home, or is it sex and you're thinking, I don't really.
No,
You
I
just
don't
know.
get
I
you.
think you can
Do you
know.
mean like for when you actually start speaking to the girl, you're thinking, oh, I can definitely have a one night stand with this person.
No. So when you get talking to a girl in a bar,
Is this
Yeah.
first leading?
so do you already know that? Oh, I just want to take her home for a one night stand, or is it? Maybe you're thinking, oh, she looks good. We could be good together, right? And then when she gets home, she does something, and you're thinking, no, I don't think I want to see her again.
Like what?
I
No,
think
I'm
I'd
just
say,
asking, like, what-
honestly, I think we're all guys here, and we're all just speaking like
Freedom.
yeah. For it could be both. For a guy, it depends on your intention. It could be
Yeah,
both.
totally.
You could. So sometimes if you go out on a night out, you actually just want to maybe just meet a nice girl, right? and just,
have a good time.
Just know someone you can vibe with. That's cool. Doesn't always have to lead to something. But I think for a lot of guys, if they feel like, maybe someone, for example, not in a relationship, someone's single, very outgoing, of course, he's probably thinking, I'm going out tonight. It'll be nice to have company when I come back, So he's gone out with that intention. He's not going out like, oh, I'll just like meet a nice girl, blah, blah, or, in his head, he's thinking he just wants to have some company. She could be nice, she could be mean, she could be whatever. He doesn't really care as long as she's willing to come back with it.
I go out with the intention of looking for the initial there. I go out, the only reason I go in the bars is looking for, and not just a one night stand, but a relationship. I really do, because I'm kind of like that. So if I go out with the intention of meeting the one, if I go home with somebody and I get a little cheeky one night stand, it's a little bonus. The night wasn't wasted. So I go out with the intention of meeting the right girl, but if I fall in with somebody who's going to give me someone to put my head that night, on a pillow, I mean, then
or a pair of pillows.
Right?
Then I'm happy enough.
Bad man.
But I know a lot of the guys' intentions are just to have those one night stands, but that was never been mine.
I mean, back when I was free and single, and was obviously going out in one night stands, there were certain nights that you did, as you say, Adey, just go out with the intention of looking for that one night stand, but you can never tell whether that one night stand is going to turn into something or not.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a one night stand that turned into a 5-year relationship.
Go out with, a one night stand, going out with the intention of maybe grabbing a one night stand, and it turned into something totally different.
Yeah.
I know how I met my partner, all those years ago, was in a club and took a number. Actually, we didn't even hook up on the first night. Took a number and we're hooking up, but it was like
old school.
Yeah.
Old school way,
Yeah.
But that's the way to do it. They're the only ones. I think they're the ones that last. I think the online ones and things, they just don't really. I just don't think they have the same prospects as actually meeting somebody up in the club.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
but
more of a
this
meat
is the
guy.
thing.
And all that online stuff, it just.
No, I could.
I get tired easily. I get bored easily. Okay, so someone's chatting with you 2 days. Like I've told you before, there's a 2-day thing.
2 day period,
2 days, and then it's like, okay, so it's not the same.
2 days of the hype, and then it just
2
goes
days of
down.
the hype, and then
If
it
there
just
has
goes.
been no arrangement to
this
meet
is
after
a
that,
funny thing as well. See, the online thing, it wasn't really a big thing when I was, single. It was like, you hadn't heard of Tinder or whatever else is out there. You had like, I think there was one that used to be connected to Facebook Zoopla or something silly like that.
Hold on, I think I remember.
well, like
yeah,
fish or something. Or
Zeusk.
Zeus, that was the one.
Yeah,
That was the one.
Adey has been in the
But,
game for a
Them
long time.
times.
Do you know what I mean? Like that's the closest you got to online dating.
That actually brings me back something there, right? So for this one night stands, even though you want to get them out of the house, pretty quickly, do you exchange numbers?
I almost always do.
Why?
I would have tended.
I just feel like it's a
numbers.
gentlemanly thing to do.
If there's what?
It just feels like a gentlemanly
So
thing to do.
is that with the intention?
Well, because
of
I never look, no matter what, I always want them to go away with the impression that I was at least a nice guy. Even if it's only one night stand, I want them to at least know that that I was happy to exchange numbers or whatever, or that I've I've done a good job.
So that's your gift to them.
That's my gift and my number that gets blocked immediately.
Oh my god.
your parting
He
gift.
made the schoolboy error. You take their number.
I give my number out like I give out Skittles. No, I don't know.
But then would you call the number again?
I would never ring them. Who rings people anymore? You're
No,
texting.
like make contact on WhatsApp,
Yeah.
whatever.
I'm waiting to see if Blair will tell the truth here. I'm just
Only if they're good, if I had a good time, yeah, I would. Of course, if I had a good time. But if I didn't have a good time,
And when will you be making that contact? When exactly do you make that contact?
normally, when I've sobered up, it's when I'm then drunk again. I would make the contact. So when you sober up, then
I
you
was
drunk
actually
again.
just gonna say to you, like, it's definitely
Backup plan.
you're making that contact.
That
when
then turns into the pretty
you
cool.
want to get laid. That's when you're making that contact.
That's why I give
not
the number.
because you've thought of the person, not because she was quite pleasant. She was nice.
I didn't say that.
Just that
They get-
point
no, no,
where
no,
you're
they get
like,
put it in the
Just
ba- they
just
put
in
it in
case
the
he
bank.
goes out and no one's coming home with him, then he can at least have a backup
he knows he
plan,
has a
right?
backup plan. Like, yeah, what's up?
And I can honestly say I've done that before.
like that.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
we're all
Who
guilty
hasn't?
here. You know,
The amount,
like,
of people, the amount of people whose name has the club I met them in beside them. Megan Bootleggers. Yeah. Shannon Love and Death.
Oh dear.
But so one night stands
But
is,
you were
is the
never
norm.
lucky an alibi, were you?
No, never. Was in it once by accident, never
Tell me-
again.
tell
Come on,
me how
Simon,
many of
don't,
the
don't get him
names I've
started
been
now.
on
Don't
the
get him
grinder.
started on the alibi stuff.
That wee thing there.
But he would happily get a one night stand from alibi if he.
Oh, if it was
could.
on the cards, yeah, absolutely, yeah. We're going to,
I think you have just something.
If it meant that I could get.
Why? Well, don't let me go into that. Don't let me go into
Okay,
that.
bad music and bad setup, and it smells like spilt vodka Red Bull. It's not a good.
I have to disagree on the music front.
Yes, thank you very much. Please expatiate.
Probably one of Belfast's best DJs plays in it. So how can you
Blair doesn't know anything about music.
Obviously.
We will have to move on. I will just as I don't like drill. I'm sorry. No, I love music. I am not gonna have that. We'll move on from that.
We'll move on from
topic
that conversation.
I will
All
not
right.
have
I
that.
think that would be an idea because I can get upset with that conversation.
I will not have that.
So one night stands is a norm for a guy. Every guy has to go through it at some point.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but
100%.
so
it kind of grows you up a wee bit. I think, having them and maybe breaking some girl's heart or whatever, it kind of does make a bit of a man out of you sometimes.
what makes you feel you're breaking a girl's out?
But
Lauren,
I
on
think
one night
as
stand?
well,
I am Belfast #1 heartbreaker. How dare you?
Right? What makes you feel like? I'll give you like something similar to what you had. Yeah, I had this one night stand stuff, and for a little while there, I was much younger then. For a little while there, I was like, yeah, I'm actually liking this girl. So I made the mistake of actually texting her like the next day, and she was like, yeah, I'm fine. I was like, yeah, do you want to meet up? Blah blah. She was like, no. I was like, well, that's cold. So I thought maybe she was just in the mood. Try it again like the next day.
yeah.
Text again.
making excuses.
like-
Just digging a ditch.
She was like, nah.
Digging deeper.
She's like, look, don't make this weird. Like it was just sex. Like, wow.
Basically calling you weirdo.
Because
Wow.
this is the thing.
But
Females today are just
The
as
worst.
cold
The worst.
going
But
out
here,
looking for a
that-
one night
no,
stand.
they're
as well.
worse.
Oh,
They're worse.
definitely.
Going back
Because
to
they
what
know
you
they
said.
can get it with better looking versions of the opposite sex. Even a girl who's like a 6 or a 7 could get a guy who's hot stuff just because guys are horny and they'll go home with them anyway. But if I'm a guy who's like, I would put myself at a 6, I think. If I
that's
was a
what
guy who's
you-
6, trying to get a girl who's an 8, forget about it. Forget about it.
I think going through
That
that,
sounds
I liked the fact that I went
True.
through that at a very, very young age. I liked that because automatically in my head, I always thought, yeah, it's a guy thing to do. Where you have the one night stand, it's always probably the girl that wants you to keep in touch, right? Because I always had that
that's
perception
our
because a lot of the men I grew up around, my older cousins, my uncles and stuff, that was what like.
Yeah.
But that
so-
was the going impression
Yeah,
for
so that
years,
was the,
but it's not
that,
as the
that was the
Simon
going
says,
impression for years.
that's not
So I
the case
experienced this
anymore.
early, right? As an early adult when I first started having a relationship. She said to me like, don't make it weird, like it was just sex. So for a second I thought, why? I felt a bit, like heartbroken. I was like, oh, you don't want me. But then
It's because
again,
you didn't have the upper hand in it, though.
then again, it made me realize it's a two-way thing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
really a two-way thing. So I don't really feel bad
You're on the receiving
whenever
end.
I even do it because I'm like, nothing says you can't do the same to me.
Yeah.
This old perception that
This is
all a girl
a
wants is a
one-night stand.
relationship. Like
It is
not
what
all
it
girls
is.
want a relationship. Not all girls want the
Definitely
boyfriend girlfriend
don't.
thing. They might not
that's
say
completely
it.
flipped now.
Yeah, they might not say it or be vocal about it, so they don't come across like they're cheap or whatever. But not a lot of girls want
They
that.
don't.
No.
So I don't feel bad.
So, see, let's think about the opposite sex now, right? Why do
Yeah.
you think girls will get themselves involved in a one-night stand situation?
Same as a guy.
Yeah,
So,
it has changed now.
I'm looking at different scenarios, right? Could it be because they actually have a genuine, serious relationship, and they just want to they feel like they should just let it go at some point, like just go out
Well,
for
I
it,
think
and go,
all
or
I've ever spoken to in workplace, they've always said that anytime they break up with a guy, all they need to do is sleep with another guy and it cleanses it out. They can, like once they if they have a bad breakup relationship, a couple of guys later, it kind of helps cleanse them of it. Which the old adage is the best way to get over somebody is to get under somebody, and there's no doubt that it helps. I don't think it does it. It's not a
No,
long term
I would-
fix.
I would-
It's
I
a
would
bandage
disagree
rather
with
than a
that.
cure, but
Yeah.
it's not a good long term fix. I know that from personal experience. But
No.
it's just it's a distraction, and it's certainly a welcome distraction.
I mean,
think.
for me, like, coming up through the sort of clubs, you know, I witnessed it where, you know, we as fellas, we would have, you know, gone out and got the one night stands, you know, and sort of used and abused the sort of system to try and get, you know, whatever. And then all of a sudden it switched because the girls were clocking on to what was happening, you know. Oh, you know, he's coming out to try and get with me. Next week he's with my mate, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So it was like, it also that they saw that and they were like, right, well, we see what's happening. What stops us doing it? And then I saw the fact that they actually got better.
It was a big cultural change, I
There
think.
was, definitely. It was a big switch.
As I've said before on it, and which it may be controversial, is I think two wrongs don't really make a right, and that it's not really a good thing that guys go out and do the one night stand thing.
It's not good for anyone. Like, let's face it, you know, it's not a safe thing.
No, it's not.
To do.
And the thing is too, the problem I have is that and there's talking about another saying. I mean, you know, that saying of, you know, men need sex to feel love and women need love to have sex. But women do tie a lot of emotions, a lot more emotions up into sex than guys. Where for guys, sex is quite a mechanically detached thing. That's why there's glory holes. But you know, but for women, they sort of, you know, for women who want the relationship, you know, they sort of involve a lot more emotions and things into it than guys do. So I don't think it's really a good thing. Really, the opposite way. I don't think they actually really like it as much as they pretend to like it.
No.
I think they like it.
You think? Wait, sorry. You don't think what?
They enjoy the one night stand scene as much as they say they do. I don't think it's very fulfilling.
We wouldn't know about that. We're just making assumptions here.
I
Right?
can guarantee you. You see, before all this lockdown stuff, if you had walked into a club, you could tell how many of them women were in there for one night stands. I'm telling you, and it was the majority of them.
I know that, but whether or not they actually really enjoyed them or not, I think is another thing. I think they'll be chasing something.
Why do things you don't like
doing? Why would you chase something
that
if you don't enjoy it? I think
there's plenty of things that
I
people
think
do
the reason
aren't
why.
good for them.
But why keep coming back each week to do the same thing?
It's like a drug. It's like an addiction. It's not good for you. Drugs aren't good for you, but you keep doing them. It's not.
All right, guys. I think we could keep going on and on and on and on. It's such a boy.
There's nothing wrong with a one night stand.
No,
both ways.
Just to slip that in there.
We've
We've all done them. But I'm not saying we've all done. I wouldn't judge anybody for doing this.
All right, so guys watching us at home, we'll need you to actually, you know, bring some input into this. You know, put some comments on this video. Let us know what your thoughts are. We'll be more than happy to continue our conversation online. And remember, you can always follow us on the Real Xchange. So the Real_Xchange on Instagram and on DeeRayMultimedia channel on YouTube as well as Facebook. So Simon, Adey, and Blair, thank you very much for giving us some real insight into this particular topic. So until next time, when we'll be coming your way, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is your boy DeeRay, signing out.
Yeah!